It looks like I am live. Finally, it's been a few days. It's been a long time. Oh, that is not what I meant at all. I was so cooked if I let that play even a second more. Just hopefully I get some subscribers today. All right, so basically it's time to start. So I am not the most confident on Moroccan names, so I am going to have my pronunciation guide to the side, especially when doing the lineups. Verbruggen, Van Hecke, Van Dyke, Ake, Van de Ven, Frankie de Jong, Gravenberch, Dumfries, Somerville, Hakpo, Robbie. It's actually Broby, plus I sneezed, so I had to mute. So Broby, Bono, Hakimi, Job, Riyadh, Mazraoui, Bud Boadi. Boadi. Okay. Ainoui. I think it's Ainaui. Okay. Ainaui. Diaz. Unahi. Unahi. Okay. El Kanous. Saibari. Alright. Got it. Got them all down, I think. All right. Someone just told me a fact that sounds crazy, but it's true. Canada are going further in the World Cup than the German national team. How? All right, so now we're about to go live, or the game's about to start. I mean, and we are in the round of 32 right now. So there's only a few more games. We're already 3 games in. So this is our 4th game, meaning we're about to be one quarter through the round of 32. And we've already played the group stage, so we played a lot of games. We've only got a few more. So, I just realized today that I can end up streaming USA versus Bosnia and then USA versus Belgium versus Senegal, depending on if USA win. I really hope it's Senegal because we can beat Senegal, but I don't know about Belgium because Belgium beat us like 5-2. Bart van der Verugen, Mickey van de Ven, Nathan Ake, Virgil van Dijk, John Paul van Hecke, Denzel Dumfries, Frankie de Jong, Gravenberch, Cody Gakpo, Brian Broby. I'm not even going to try Somerville's first name, but Somerville. And for Morocco, Bono, Mazraoui, Riyad, Jop, Hakimi, Buadi, Ainoui. It's Ainoui. It's Ainoui. El Kanous, Unawi, Ernohi, Diaz, and Saibari. Okay, I need to get a few of those down. Ainoui, 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 Ainoui. Got it. Unohi, 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 Unohi. Got it. We are about to be underway. Is that Gakpo to get us underway? Theoretically, based off positioning, it looks like Gakpo will get us underway. And it goes right back to Virgil van Dijk, to Nathan Ake. Switches and headed by, I think, El Kanous. Van Dijk gets a header, and here's El Kanous to keep it in. Can he? He cannot. Throw in for Netherlands. Denzel Dumfries. Back to John Paul Van Hecke, the new Tottenham player. Virgil van Dijk with the captain's armband. Van Hecke plays it along the top and headed by Jupp. Throw in for the Netherlands. Ronald Koeman, the head coach, one of the worst ones in this World Cup. He's not very good. And he's carried by his players. John Paul Van Hecke, Virgil van Dijk, to Nathan Ake. Play it to Mickey Van de Ven. Come on. I really hope a Tottenham player scores tonight, either Van de Ven or Van Hecke. Ake to Van Dijk. To Denzel Dumfries. Goes back to Bart van der Bruggen. Or Verbruggen. Why did I say Van der Bruggen? That's not it. I'm mixing him up with Mickey Van de Ven. Gravenberch to Virgil van Dijk. To Ake. Cleared away by Jupp. And Morocco are just going to sit back, it looks like. Here is Frankie de Jong. Nathan Ake. Goes back to Virgil van Dijk. Frankie de Jong. John Paul van Hecke. Virgil van Dijk. Nathan Ake. Gakpo tries to play it to Pravi. Cleared by Riyadh? Yeah. Here's Morocco's coach, Uwabi. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Uwabi makes a lot of sense. Does he have a whistle? That could be really annoying. Somerville. Corner for the Netherlands. Somerville to take. Cross comes in. Headed away. Will be chased down by Gravenberch. We'll let it out for a throw-in. Dumfries will come and take this. The new Real Madrid right back. Real Madrid. My pronunciations have stopped working recently. I had like a headache for like 4 straight days. Van Hecke to Van Dijk. Headed by Hakimi. Robbie. De Jong fouls Ainaoui. No, it's Ainaoui. I'm still getting used to the Moroccan names. They're pretty hard. They're harder than you'd expect. Tottenham almost signed El Kanous. He was like a backup, but we ended up going with Xavi Simons. Which I don't know if that ended up being a good thing or not, since El Kanous had a good season and Xavi Simons really didn't. But they were in different leagues. Here is Boudaoui. Or Bouadi. I'm mixing up with the Algerian player. Riyadh receiving the pass from Mazraoui. Riyadh. Ainaoui to Hakimi. Ainaoui to Jop to Ainaoui. Ainaoui, and I couldn't see the number. That's probably Hakimi. 8 for them is Unahi. Cross from Hakimi. It's a little over everyone. Can Kanous get to it? No, he can't. 2 Hakimi, 14 Job, 18 Riyadh, 3 Mazraoui, 24 Ainaoui, 6 Bouadi, 10 Diaz, 8 Unahi, 23 Kanous, 11 Saibari. Throw in by Dumfries. It's cleared by Mazraoui, and it eventually gets back to the keeper somehow. Bono. Riyadh. Riyadh. Bouadi. Unahi. Hakimi. Diaz. De Jong. Ake goes back to the keeper. Verbruggen. Van Hecke. Hanging over the top. Diop heads it away. Mazraoui keeps it in. All the way back to Van Dijk. Maybe not. He didn't keep it in. There's no way that went all the way out. Come on, linesman. You're better than that. Like, there's no way you're at the World Cup and that's that bad of a call. Dumfries. Fuadi. Here's Gravenberch. Shoots and it's blocked and away to Van Dijk. Morocco wins it back. Oh, wait, what was that? And now Somerville has it. And Unahi has it. Clears it. And here is their Saibari. Striker Saibari. And what a tackle by John Paul Van Hecke. And here is Dumfries on the wing to cross it. It's two players went for the tackle. What was that? I know he is the winner of it. And Gravenberch, how is that a foul? Okay, that is crazy. Not many fouls are given at this World Cup, and that is a foul? This ref is, like, different from the other refs that I've seen at this World Cup. Don't really like it. Bono to take from Morocco, the hero. And there's already been a shirt ripped. Looks like Diaz. Van Hecke heads it away. Gravenberch. Somerville. And there's a throw in for Morocco. Van Hecke kicked in the face. Gets kicked in the face by Saibari. Let's go, Van Hecke. Pushes Saibari away. If you don't know, I'm a really big Tottenham fan. So I will root for Van Hecke and Mickey Van de Ven with my heart. I have no reason to root against them. Especially since Mickey Van de Ven like basically told Van Hecke to join. Riyadh to Ainoui to Buati to Jop to Hakimi to Unohi or to Unohi Hakimi to Jop to Riyadh. Still Riyadh. Goes to Buati. The 18-year-old midfielder in his 6th career international appearance. Jop to Diaz or the Hakimi and Ainoui and Jop to Riyadh. Morocco just staying in position a bit, calm things down. Mazraoui. Riyadh. Morocco barely even, Netherlands are barely even pressing. Ainoui to Diaz. Back to Riyadh. To Mazraoui. Right back to Riyadh. Presses low, but still high. And Buati. Ainoui. Looking for Saibari. Finds him. Can he beat him in the box? Can Dumfries get there? Dumfries does. And foul against Saibari. Free kick to Netherlands in their own box. Officially 11 minutes into the game. Interesting start for both teams. Neither have looked bad. Just really want to see which one's going to win. Neither of them look bad. Van Dijk goes to Bruggen. And one back. But the Netherlands will win a free kick by Roby going down. And it goes back to Mickey Van de Ven. That is first touch the game. Ake. To Van Hecke. And here is Somerville. Back to Van Dyke. To Ake. Caught by the keeper, Bono. Diaz. Hakimi trying to run in behind. Can he get there? Or will Van Dyke shield this out? He will kick it and he will win it back for the Netherlands. Mickey Van de Ven almost loses it, but gets it back to Frankie de Jong. To John-Paul Van Hecke. Lots of space to run for the new Tottenham center back. To Denzel Dumfries. Crossing it in, and there's I don't even know who he's looking at. Jumped cleared to Unowi. Masbraoui. Unohi. Okay, Unohi goes back to Riyadh. Still trying to learn the Cam's name. Unahi. Jump to Hakimi. Diaz. Ainaoui. It's not that. It's Ainaoui. Back to Ainaoui. And Hakimi. Ainaoui. And Riyadh. Playing it over the top, and there is no one even anywhere near. Out for a goal kick. I'm not exactly sure why Verbruggen chased that down. Just take the goal kick. I mean, to get it anyway, but there's literally a ball always behind you. That is not where you're supposed to take the ball, take the kick, but apparently they can do that. I knew the ref was gonna stop that. Like, no, you can't do that. What? Why can Van Dijk take the kick from the wrong side of the 6-yard box? Goes to Verbruggen, to Van Hecke, over the top, and Broby wins a foul, right? Or no, is he offside? Huh? Ref, they need to give him a mic right now to tell us what is happening. Because, like, Netherlands there's some weird decisions with Buati. I know he has a mic, by the way. Buati. And there were 4 players that could stop that from happening on Morocco, and all of them let it go out. Dumfries, to Van Hecke, to De Jong. De Jong forced to go back to Van Dijk. Ake to De Jong. Van Hecke. Dumfries. Goes back to Verbruggen. I have not trailed in a 2026 World Cup game. Okay, that's actually right. Van Dijk to Gravenberch. Okay, I was looking at the grammar and it looked weird. It was right though. Mickey Van de Ven, Gravenberch. Okay. John-Paul Van Hecke. De Jong. And De Jong driving forward with it. Okay. Van Hecke. Dumfries. Virgil van Dijk. Van Hecke. Or that was De Jong to Van Hecke. Verbruggen to Van Hecke. To Virgil van Dijk. To Ake. Ake to Verbruggen and Van Hecke. Gravenberch. Trying to play it in behind towards Somerville. Somerville gets there. Can he shoot? Gives it And it was cleared away by Morocco. That was a big fail. Why didn't Somerville shoot it himself? That's why he shouldn't be signed by Tottenham. Flag goes up, right? I don't know about saying he's offside there, but sure. Honestly, he deserves that for trying to pass that to Broby for Broby because you always need to shoot that. 'Cause every day, Jop is going to clear that. There is no way that goes wrong for Morocco. Another shirt tore. This time it was Diaz. Kicked by the keeper Bono and headed and DeYoung to um I know we or it's I know we. I forget Hakpo and cleared away by Jop. Throw into Netherlands. We're 18 minutes into the game now. Netherlands had a really good group stage. And actually, Mickey Van de Ven takes the throw in quickly to Frankie de Jong. To Ake. De Jong. Van Hecke to Virgil van Dijk. To Ake. To Mickey Van de Ven. To Frankie de Jong. To Van Hecke. Broby is rolling around on the ground. Bono caught it. Here's Hakimi. Buati. Riyad. Mazraoui. And El Khanis. Riyad. El Khanis. Khanis. Hakimi. El Khanis on the wrong side of the field. Ainoui. Diaz. Hakimi. Ainoui. Hakimi. Not Hakimi. That is El Khanis. Going to Hakimi. The best player on this team. It's El Khanis now. Mickey Van de Ven clears it. Netherlands wants a corner. I mean, Morocco wants a corner, and they're going to give a corner. Hakimi over it, I bet. It is Hakimi. Header! Saved by Verbruggen. Kept in. Here is he Buati over the bar. What a save by Bart Verbruggen to keep Morocco out. The header by I'm looking. Ainoui. And the keeper is able to palm it away. So close to being able to do something there. Fouling Mazraoui. El Khanis. And here is Saibari. Shot. What a save by Bart Verbruggen. How is Netherlands doing this? Or that was Hakimi that shot it. And it's a corner to Morocco. Morocco looks so much better than I thought they would be in this game. I knew that they definitely had the chance of winning, but what is this? This is a lot more dominant than I thought by Morocco. Like Netherlands is letting them have the ball. Hakimi's corner swung in, headed away by De Jong. Only as far as Buati. Hakimi goes back to Mazraoui. Mazraoui, Saibari in behind, taking on Van Hecke. Goes back to Unahi. Here's Ainoui. And here it will be cleared by Van Hecke. Riyadh will be able to get it back. Jump. Morocco safely in control now again. Ainoui to Unoi. And Diaz. Unoi, that's got to be offside. Hakimi. Diaz. And here's Unoi. Diaz. Or is that Canoes? It's over, everyone. And out for a throw into the Netherlands. It's pretty deep for the Netherlands. They're going to have to throw it pretty far to get out of their area. Hakimi's shot was so close to going in. Though, I honestly, does that hit the crossbar? Or does that, like, if that's not saved by Barbara Bruggen, does that go in? Or does that... Okay, we're at the hydration break. We're back, just waiting for the game to restart. Dumfries. Robbie. Kicked away. And Ainoui plays it back to the keeper. Bono. To Riyadh. Mazraoui. Riyadh. Buati. Hakimi. Jup. To Riyadh. Unohi. And El Canus. Unui, Mazraoui, Unui, and here's Gravenberch. Clears it. Cleared away by Riyadh. And Van Hecke's header. Netherlands wins a free kick off Unui, just like running through Van Hecke. They both go down, but Van Hecke takes the worst fall. Van Hecke to Verbruggen. Van Dijk to Van Hecke. De Jong to Somerville. And given away, here's Diaz. Hakimi. Buati. One back by Mickey Van de Ven. Cleared away and getting chased down. Unahi wins it. And here's El Canoes. Goes back to Mazraoui and to Unahi. And looking for El Canoes. El Canoes crosses over everyone, just past Hakimi, and out for a throw into the Netherlands. If Hakimi gets a little touch that like doesn't even have to be that good, it just needs to be a touch. I think he might be able to square it back for Brahim Diaz, who's at the edge of the box. Robbie got Hakpo and Broby. Frankie de Jong wins a foul for the Netherlands. Frankie de Jong to Virgil van Dijk. Frankie de Jong to Hakpo. Tries to play to Van de Ven, but cut out by Hakimi. Van Dijk to Van Hecke. Dumfries. Somerville. Van Hecke to Van Dijk to Van Hecke. Dumfries. And Gravenberch to Van Hecke and Van Dijk. Out for a throw in to Morocco. Deep in their own half. And I don't know really what happened, but Van Hecke and Dumfries, they really didn't show it at all. Mazraoui and El Canoes to Buati. Buati switches it, looking for Saibari. He gets it. Taking on Van Hecke. Beats one. Somerville is not the second one to be beat, and he wins it. Foul against Saibari. So, free kick to the Netherlands. Ake to Virgil van Dijk. Van Hecke. Dumfries. Mazraoui. Verbruggen. Van Dijk. To Van Hecke. To Van Dijk. Ake. Van Dijk for the Netherlands goes to Van Hecke. Frankie de Jong. Gravenberch. Van Hecke. Virgil van Dijk. Gravenberch. Van Hecke. Here's Van de Ven. Ake. De Jong. Van Hecke. And Dumfries. To Van Hecke. Dumfries. And cleared by Elkanus, but it's offside against the Netherlands. Probably about at least 15 minutes confirmed of stoppage. Or confirmed left of the half. At least. There's still more, probably. 34th minute now. Hakimi. Diaz to Hakimi. Hakimi goes back to Jupp. To Riyad. To Mazraoui. To Elkanus. Looking over the top. There's not even anyone in the area. Verbruggen picks it up. Ake. To De Jong. Ake. Gakpo. Ake to Van Dijk. Over the top, and it's Dumfries. Somerville. In the box. A lot of space to shoot. Forced to... It's cleared. And Unai. Elkanus tries to get it to Mazraoui. Mazraoui gets a touch. Van Dijk wins it back. Here's Dumfries. Dumfries lays it off, and Hakimi wins it back from Morocco. He puts it out for a throw-in. You could have had that. Is De Jong going to go take it? De Jong is going to take it for the Netherlands to Van Hecke. Van Hecke to De Jong. Something ref stops play for some reason. I'm going to turn on the light in here. Because all I can do is see the TV and then my screen, and everything else is like dark. Van Dijk to Gravenberch to Van de Ven to Ake to De Jong to Virgil van Dijk to Van Hecke to Van Dijk to Van Hecke. Crossed in, headed away by Hakimi. Ainui, Booey, Broby wins it back. Frankie de Jong to Dumfries. His cross is blocked and out for a corner to the Netherlands. 12 minutes confirmed, probably more. I'd say about Is 15 fair or is it 14? It's either 15 or 14, probably. Some tall guys in the box here for the Netherlands. Just gotta get Mickey Van de Ven's head on it, or a Van Hecke. Somerville on the corner. Header and way over the bar and corner. Dumfries with the header. Somerville. Somerville crosses. Cleared away by Mazraoui. Broby. DeYoung. I might have Gravenberch. DeYoung. DeYoung in trouble. Goes back to Gravenberch. And goes back to Verbruggen. Van Hecke is just getting up now. Oh, okay, so Van Hecke's hair is now red, and it is bleeding. No, why is it Tottenham players? Like, right after we signed him too, I don't even care if it's bleeding. It's always Tottenham with injuries. We just can't escape them. Ooh, knee in the head. I did not want to watch that. Like his whole head is like covered in blood. Jeez, that's crazy. He got a cut from head to knee contact in his head. That's crazy. Stop showing his head. He is like his head is covered in blood. Like you can barely see his eyes. It's so red. Showing the Moroccan fans right now. So now it looks like Van Hecke has a black eye. Does not look good. Not at all does that look good. His like under like left eye is like so bruised that I don't know if I could even play with that much pain. Though Van Hecke probably will be able to. Like Van Hecke's a warrior. 41st minute. This is gonna add some stoppage time. Just drop the ball. Morocco doing the Viking clap. Cleared away by Verbruggen. Van Hecke waiting to come back in. Broby. Hakpo. Given away to Diaz. Diaz to Saibari, cleared by Van Dijk. Hakimi, and I can't even tell. They're barely even showing it. Hakpo fouls Buwadi. Drop to Riyad. What do you mean? What is this call? Buwadi to Ainoui Unahi to El Kanous. Unahi to Saipari. Back to Unahi to Mazraoui. To Unahi. El Kanous and stopped by Dumfries. Throw into Morocco. El Kanous to Riyadh. Back in. John Paul Van Hecke and his hair is now dyed red at the front. Mazraoui. Riyadh. And Ainoui. Diaz. Riyadh. Ainoui. And Hakimi goes back and throw into the Netherlands. Goes back to Van Dijk. To Ake. To Van Dijk. To Van Hecke. Here's Somerville. Riyadh clears it. Mazraoui heads it away. De Jong. And Dumfries tries to cross. Cleared. Away by El Kanous. And here is Gravenberch. Somerville. And Van de Ven shoots and just over the bar. That would have been amazing if the Tottenham left or center back, I guess. He's playing left wing back for the Netherlands, though he's a center back for Tottenham. His shot is so close. Bono just gets a hand to it. Yeah, he gets his hand. It's a save and a corner. I was just thinking in my head, there hasn't been many good saves in this game. Other than the two. Like, there hasn't been any, like, big threats. Except for those two Moroccan shots. And now there's that. Got Hakpo on the corner for the Netherlands. And Riyadh goes down, and we have more time wasted here. Hakpo punched away by the keeper, and free kick to Morocco as the keeper's hand was also punched. Or not punched, was headed. Yeah, Broby is just on the keeper there. Van Dijk, you know that's a foul. You've been in the Premier League for years. You know that's like exactly what makes a foul. Bono. Van Dijk headed and Job clears. Somerville. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Only? How? Van Hecke. I thought it would have been like 8 by now. Gravenberch. Van Hecke. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the half never ended. Ake. Hakpo. Ake. De Jong. Buwadi. Can Saibari get there? Cleared away by Van Dijk. Gakpo just put it out of bounds for a throw into Morocco. Can Morocco score before the break? Hakimi to Diop to Reed. I was yawning, so I couldn't do anything. Mazraoui. Reed. I swear every time I'm streaming, I'm yawning. Buwadi to Mazraoui to Unahi. Mazraoui. Reed to Job to Reed. Riyadh. Buwadi. Diaz. Hakimi. Diaz to Buwadi. Diaz to Ainoui to Buwadi. And it's Hakimi. Hakimi and loses out to Hakpo and loses back out. And here is El Canoes. Saipari tries to get it, but it's a corner. It's a goal kick, I mean, for the Netherlands. Unlucky there. Van Dijk to Verbruggen. Clears it. Van de Ven's header, and here's De Jong. Ake clears it. Van de Ven to De Jong. Gravenberch. And it's a 3v3 situation. Van Hecke wins the tackle, but Morocco will keep it. Shot by Hakimi. Just over the bar. Or that was not Hakimi, that was Unoi. Goal kick for the Netherlands. What a tackle by Van Hecke. It's sad it really doesn't do much for the Netherlands. It really just delayed a shot, which might have actually been a little bit helpful. Verbruggen. Broby. El Canoes. Saipari. Unohi. To Diaz. Taking on Van de Ven. Goes back. Hakimi to El Canoes. To Diaz. To Hakimi to Diaz. Fudui. And El Canoes to Hakimi. Foul against the Netherlands. Bro, why are you guys still playing? Hakimi wins a foul for the Morocco team. About a minute, a little bit over a minute probably. Mickey Van de Ven commits the foul. That's so unlucky. Six to 5 in fouls. We've had a lot of fouls this game. Hakimi over it. Hakimi. Morocco didn't score? How? There was like 10 players that could have hit. And it hit none of them. Like, even Netherlands I'm counting. Like, there were so many that could have hit. And there were a couple players that looked like they were going to hit it backwards. Like, Hakpo. And Saibari was really close. Literally, all he needs to make is a diving header, and I think he scores for Morocco. So unlucky. Goal kick for the Netherlands. Cleared away by Verbruggen. Pretty good kick. Buwadi and Somerville. Broby, Dumfries, crosses, cleared, back in, and caught by Bono. Telekin News. Halftime. Morocco quickly plays the PSG kickoff, and I was not even paying enough attention. Dumfries plays it quick from a throw in, and can I? Okay. Dumfries, another long throw in. Roby. Somerville tries to keep it in. Throw into Morocco. Young. Van Hecke. And Dumfries. Van Hecke. Van Dijk. Ake. Diop. Or Jop. Hakimi. And push down Roby by Diop. And he gets a yellow. Diop gets a yellow. Trying to make sure that's right. Diop gets a yellow. I just realized like the Bosnia and Herzegovina names are gonna be a nightmare. DeYoung and Somerville over it. DeYoung steps away, so Somerville will take it. Van Hecke's header. Van de Ven and caught by Bono. Old to Riyadh, I think. Unahi. Mazraoui. Riyadh, I think. No, I think that's Ainoui. Mazraoui. Ainoui. To Buwadi. To Ainoui. I think it's Ainoui. Unohi. And El Kanous. Unohi. Diaz. Hakimi. Buwadi shoots. It's wide. And technically, I don't think Diaz ever got a touch. Goal kick to the Netherlands. Verbruggen. Headed by Mazraoui. Unohi. Pass back and Buwadi. Hakimi. To Buwadi. Diaz. Buwadi. To Hakimi. Diaz. Buwadi. Receiving the ball. Buwadi to Riyadh. Riyadh. Mazraoui to Riyadh. Mazraoui to El Kanous. Reed. Buwadi. Yep. Unavi. Yep. Ainoui to can't look trying to look. It looks like it might have been Hakimi. Yep to Riyadh. To Buwadi. To Ainoui. Diaz to Hakimi. To Ainoui. Unohi. And Diaz. Can Diaz shoot? Cleared by De Jong. So Diop, and Hakimi. And Unohi to El Kanous, and now Hakimi, El Kanous. Unohi wanting to cross, doesn't do it. Hakimi. Riyad. Mazraoui. Saibari. Ainoui. And here's Riyad. To Hakimi. El Kanous. And now Diaz. Unohi cleared away by Ake. Broby. Unohi. And back. And here is Morocco in a lot of space. Unohi. And Hakimi shoots, and it's off the crossbar. He has time to cut it back there. Why does he not cut it back? Morocco could very clearly win this game. I think he might actually end up being on there if that does go in. All he needs to do is square, but he doesn't do it. He shoots it at the crossbar instead of letting Saibari take it. And here is, I think, Ainoui. It's out for a throw into the Netherlands. Van Hecke. Dumfries. Dumfries. And headed away by Diop. Cleared by Mazraoui, De Jong, and Gakpo, and it's one Buati header, and Dumfries, Mazraoui, back Dumfries, and here is Morocco, Gakpo, plays it off, and Hakimi gets to it. Somerville goes down into free kick for the Netherlands. No, it's Buati, and he wins a foul for the Moroccan national team. Morocco's logo is so good. I like their logo. Hakimi goes back to Diop. Diaz to Unoui. Ainoui. Here is Mazraoui receiving the ball from El Kanous and Ainoui. Unoui. Hakimi. Unoui. Hakimi. Unoui. Hakimi. Unoui. Jup. And Diaz. To Unoui. Unoui to Hakimi. Unoui. Mickey Van de Ven clears it. And Netherlands is going to get an attack here. Somerville, can he keep it? He's able to get it to Hakpo. Hakpo taking on Unoui. Hakpo crosses. It's out for a goal kick to Morocco. And here's Unoui. Buati to Unoui. Is it over the top? Looking for Hakimi. Hakimi shoots. Mickey Van de Ven with an amazing tackle. and it's scooped up by Verbruggen. The only player on this field that is able to catch up to Hakimi is Mickey van de Ven, and I don't know why Hakimi didn't shoot immediately. Broly now in behind, and offside flag goes up. Mickey van de Ven is the fastest player in the world, if you don't know that. He's on Tottenham Hotspur, my favorite team. And I chose Tottenham way before Mickey van de Ven even got close to Tottenham. 2018 was when I became a Tottenham fan. And Mickey van de Ven joined in, 2023? Buati? Unohi? Hakimi? Joe? Buati? Mazraoui? El Canus? Riyad to Joe? To Unohi? Hakimi? Unohi? Diaz. So going with it, Van Hecke clears it. Gravenberch, but it's won back by El Canus, Riyad, and here is Saibari. To El Canus, or to Mazraoui. To Diaz. To El Canus. To Diaz. To Buati. To Jupp. To Hakimi. These teams are both really good. Unoui, Hakimi taking on Van de Ven. Hakimi goes back to Unoui. To Buati. Unoui to Hakimi to Uwani? I forget. Uwani. Here is El Canus. Crosses come in. Cleared away by Ake. Headed, and Dion gives it away. Here's El Canus. El Canus shoots. Saved by Verbruggen. And we're still level at 0-0. As much as there have been some really good shots this game, Morocco has been so much better in the second half. There was a little bit of a deflection there. Here's Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk to Somerville. Somerville to Hakpo. Hakpo taking on Hakimi, and instead goes against Diaz. Headed away by Mazraoui, and shot by Gravenberch, and it's blocked, and Morocco counter. Gravenberch. Van Hecke. Gravenberch. And there's some Netherlands coaches. The blood's still on his face. You can see the cut where it happened. I really like Morocco's coach. He's been pretty good. Wait, he's only been hired since March 5th. That's crazy. Okay, so maybe I don't know a lot about him. Diaz. And he hasn't lost yet, to be fair. Jup. Oh, I might have just cursed Morocco on accident. Diaz to Unoui. Diaz. Hakimi. Unoui. Hakimi. I'll knock on wood for Morocco, because I kind of want them to win. But I also kind of want them to lose because of Mickey van de Ven and John Paul van Hecke. Anyway. Riyad. Unoui to Unoui. Hakimi. Netherlands have not lost a World Cup in their last 15 World Cup games. I'll do a knock on wood for them. Wadi. Hakimi. Riyad. Mazraoui. Saibari beats Van Hecke. Saibari crosses. Cleared away by Van Dijk. Corner to the Netherlands, to Morocco. 61st minute right now. Still a lot of game to go here. Just over Van Hecke's foot. Saibari gets that and line, tries to cross. It's cleared by Van Dijk. If that does get past Van Dijk, that is caught with the keeper every day. Cross comes in. The ball is headed and off the Netherlands player. And why? All right. Well, I hope the stream didn't end. Hakimi. Dion clears it. Hakimi. Over everyone. Goal kick. Netherlands. Who's gonna win this one? Whoa, that is a lot closer than I thought. What a save by Verbruggen. How did his rating go down? To Verbruggen. To Van Dijk. Ake. To Van de Ven. Free kick or throw in for the Netherlands. This whole half has been dominated by Morocco. You can barely see any green in the second half. On the momentum, like where I'm putting my thing, you can see a little bit of green, but it's not much. Headed by Hakimi. Somerville tries to go in behind, and Riyad. That was very lucky defending. Van Hecke for the Netherlands. Here is Hakpo. Nope, because Elkinu shields it out. Goal kick to the Netherlands. I need to move this for space to put my foot right now. Mazraoui heading that might be crucial. Riyad cleared. Goal kick by Bono. And here's Van Dijk. Verbruggen. Van Hecke goes and gets it. It's pressed. Plays it to Gravenberch. And foul against Morocco. Ainui. We are going into the 66th minute in a few seconds. Showing Netherlands warming up. Here is Mickey van de Ven on the left. Mickey van de Ven and Brahim Diaz wins the tackle. Buati, Hakimi, Buati to Riyadh. To Buati. Unui to Diaz to Unui to Hakimi. Unui. Riyadh. Unui. Or Buati. Unui. Buati. Unui back to Jup. Ainui. Unui. Hakimi back to Unui. To Ainui. To Buati to Ainui. Ainui to Uani. To Diaz. To Ainui. Diaz. To Ainui. Buati to Jup. To Ainui, back to Jup. Morocco retreating now with the ball. Goes all the way back to Bono. Bono. And it's going all the way to Verbruggen. Okay. To Van Dijk. To Van Hecke. To Somerville. It's a throw in for the Netherlands. And we're at hydration break. We're back, and Coop Miners in for Ake, and Bakehorst in for Roby. Ake out for Coop Miners. And Roby out for Bakehorst. Bakehorst looks different. I don't remember this being what he looked like. Is it the man bun? But like, I don't know. Unui. And here is Riyadh. Back to Bono. To Riyadh. To Ainoi. Hurry. Trying to get back in behind. Van Heck gets the touch. Cleared by Verbruggen. Headed by Veghorst. And Somerville's in behind. He goes down. That's going to be a yellow. Gakpo scores! Goal, Netherlands! What was that? Defending nightmare from Morocco. They just gave Gakpo the ball. That was interesting. Yeah, I really don't know what just happened. That was not very good. That is wild. Like, Netherlands on their way to the round of 16 to play Canada. It's looking pretty good for them. Goes really well. Could be crazy. That Netherlands against Canada. Netherlands wins. They played Paraguay, France, and Sweden. They could, if Sweden beats France, Sweden and Paraguay could be very easy for the Netherlands. Morocco's been in control all half. I feel really bad for them because they really deserve this more than Netherlands do. Netherlands aren't even really defending well. Some things they've done well are they've done some good defending, but not that great. Like it feels like they shouldn't be in the lead here. Should be Morocco. Let's see if they can get an equalizer late. Van Hecke. And Netherlands have another tackle, and Buati. Van Hecke tackle, and it's out for a throw into Morocco. El Canoes throws it to Riyadh. Can Morocco tie it up in the last 15 minutes of the half? She does not look happy, but she's a Netherlands fan. Jump to Riyadh. To Ainoi. Hakimi. Jump to Diaz. Hakimi, Morocco making a sub. Riyadh. Mazraoui. And El Canoes. Alright, and Hakimi. Jump. Unui. He's in for Riyadh. and Unuhi to Hakimi to Brahim Diaz. So it's Salah Adin. And here's Ainui, Saibari, Buati, Hakimi to Diaz, and Coop Miner clears it. Here is Veghorst, one back by Hakimi, and Mazraoui. Mazraoui now at center back. Unuhi to Buati. And here is Ainui. Buati. Unuhi. Hakimi. Buati. Morocco cooked. Hopefully Morocco can do something, because I kind of want this game to be entertaining. I don't know if I want extra time, but I do think I want an interesting game. Hakimi, Buati, Unuhi. It's not that I don't want extra time, it's that I don't want to stream extra time. Cleared away by Coop Miners. And what is Morocco even doing? Buati. Van Hecke clears it. Good from Van Hecke. Unuhi. I guess I should want Netherlands to win since I'm a big Mickey Van de Ven and John Paul Van Hecke fan, because obviously Tottenham fan. I love my players. For those of you who don't know, we signed Van Hecke for 52 million. And headed in and went away. And here is a Dean, or Salah Adin. It goes off of a Netherlands player now for a throw-in. And here is Buati, the 18-year-old. Here's Hakimi. And El Kanous. Cross comes in. That cannot be cleaned by the Netherlands player. Dumfries just pulls down Saibari. How is that allowed? How is that a foul against Saibari? He's not the one holding on. Let's see. It looks like a mix of both. It's like kind of, I guess I could see how you could say, I guess, that it's Saibari, but like it's a bit of both. Throw in for the Netherlands. So players in. El Kabi and Morabet. Or no, it's Yassine, I think. Okay, I don't know these numbers now because I don't know who that is. Yassine and El Murabet. 16 is Yassine, 15 is Murabet. So Gravenberch is down on the ground. I almost dropped the mic. I was like this close. So I guess I was Somerville that assisted that. Got at least 13 more minutes left of this game. How long will Netherlands have to hold on? And will Morocco be able to put it in the back of the net eventually? Or will Netherlands Premier League defense be able to do it? They have a Premier League back three. Right now they're Van de Ven, Van Dijk, and Van Hecke. I don't want to say what I was gonna say because honestly, that I don't even want to disrespect myself like that. I really was about to say something, but I was like, maybe not. That would have disrespected like almost everyone in the world. Salah ad-Din, Unohi. Here is Murabet, Yassine, Jup, and Hakimi, and Yassine to Mazraoui, and El Kanous. Can they get it? They're so close. Yassine tries to make his run, and it doesn't work. He looks a lot like Amin Bossy. Like, suspiciously similar to Amin Bossy. Verbruggen clears it. Mazraoui back, and there's a lot of space here for Morocco to attack. Hakimi, the PSG right back to Yassine. Yassine to Murabet. Coop Miners clears it. And here is a attack by Hakpo. Weghorst, and it does not go to him actually. Kicks it basically out of play. Kicks it to Morocco actually. And here is Salah ad-Din to Ainoui and to Yassine, or is this Unohi? Unohi to Yassine to Unohi and Murabet. Salah ad-Din. Saibari goes back. And now here is Hakimi. Hakimi to Yassine to Hakimi to Murabet. Tries to play it in behind. Keeper will go and get it. Header, and Morocco are in danger. Salah ad-Din and Somerville. It's a goal kick for Morocco. Morocco running out of time. Will they be able to save this and take this to extra time? Netherlands number 26 getting subbed on. I have no idea who that is. Oh, not off the top of my head, at least. Mazraoui to Unohi. They also have 25 coming in, which I also coincidentally do not know who that is either. Hakimi and Murabet. Mazraoui. And what? DeYoung to Somerville. Somerville. Somerville lays it off, and it's cleared by Mazraoui. Morocco will the counter. Murabet. And Morocco have a chance here. Saibari. Will he be able to get it to Yassine? Netherlands does well. Van Dijk to get a tackle. gets the ball, and now the Netherlands are forced to defend for the last few minutes of the match. 2019 Ballon d'Or runner-up, that is Van Dijk, rigged or not. Netherlands wanting to make sub, and also Morocco. Hato in for Van de Ven. Okay, Netherlands have lost maybe. Maybe, because Van de Ven is their best defender. 8. Gravenberch. Gravenberch and Van de Ven. That is absolutely terrible subs. Hato and Timber. Why? Also, why did my trash can, why did a ghost just set off my trash can? For those of you who don't know, I think it'll take automatic if it sees something in front of it. There's nothing in front of it. Talby and Spy. And for Canus and Unohi. Good thing that Unohi is finally out, because I don't have to say his name again. Van Hecke header. And Timber. I never even got to see the names for the Moroccan players. Or not the names, the numbers. How did I get that wrong? That doesn't even make any sense. 7 and 9. Okay, here's Young to Hakpo. Veghorst tackled and won back by Yassine, I think. Maybe. Hato. Hakpo. And this is a lot of space. And it's out for a corner to the Netherlands. Literally, Morocco's been in charge this whole half, and they do not deserve to be as down as they are right now. 9 is Raheem, and 7 is Talby. Cross comes in from Coop Miners, headed away by Jupp. Kick back, and that is a goal kick. And Morocco, Saibari. Here is Yassine. Saibari. Rami. Raimi? I don't know. I'm not even gonna go look. Raimi. And Morocco might have a free kick here. So now that Mickey Van de Ven has been subbed off, Van Hecke is now the best center back on the Netherlands. He's now the best defender, I guess is the preferred phrasing. Bono. To Jupp. And here is Ainoui to Hakimi. Ainoui. Jupp. And Mazraoui to Talby to Jupp to Hakimi. And it's a throw into Morocco. Can Morocco clutch this game? Here's Mazraoui. Here's Jupp. Here is Morabet. Ainoui. Mazraoui. Sending Jupp forward. They're completely only sending them one back. Jupp! Header! Goal! 1-1! Morocco ties it up. And we're in stoppage time now. This is one of the best equalizers I've seen in the round of 32 so far, because there was one in the Germany game and then there was the one in the Brazil game. This is more influential than both, I think, because Morocco being able to beat the Netherlands defense is crazy. Because I told you, I said as soon as Mickey Van de Ven was subbed off that this would go wrong for the Netherlands. I told you Ronald Koeman was a terrible coach. This is exactly why. Colby with an amazing cross, and this is exactly why. Because Mickey Van de Ven is the tallest player in the world, basically. I mean, no, but like he's very tall, and it's just crazy that the exact reason I said Mickey Van de Ven being subbed off would be the reason Netherlands lose when they were up 1-0. So you can't even fight me on that. And that is exactly why the header. Van Dijk is not good enough to head that. Mickey Van de Ven is. Now Morocco's back in it. They are tied 1-1. Jop with a header. Issa Jop tied it up for the Netherlands, or for the Moroccan national team. I mean, that's not right. But it doesn't matter. That is a crazy equalizer. Tied 1-1 in the round of 32. Looking like we're going to go to the extra time for the second time today. Or will there be a winner? Morocco has deserved a goal all game. I'm surprised it's taken 90 minutes. Here it is. And that is Jop's first international goal. And that might be the biggest goal he's ever scored in his life. Now Moroccan names are gonna be so hard in extra time. Hakimi to Yassine, Murabet, Ainoui, Yassine, and here's Frankie De Jong, Somerville, and Timber goes down. Are you seriously gonna call foul for that? That's crazy. I don't agree with that. I knew it. I said. I knew. I knew. Mickey Van de Ven getting subbed off would be the problem here. Cross comes in. Van Dyke, and that is out for a goal kick. So I had to mute for a second. Van Hecka plays it over the top. Dumfries. Foul. Van Dyke. And here's Saibari. Cleared away. Weghorst and Somerville. This could be the winner for the Netherlands. Somerville. It's blocked by Mazraoui. And here's Saibari. Hakimi. Yassine. Mazraoui. Hakpo. And this should be final, though final is technically only going to send us to extra time. I can't believe I called that. I knew subbing off Mickey Van de Ven was a bad idea. And here is... I'm not going to even have a fun time with Moroccan names in extra time. Bro, I do not want this at all. Come on, please don't. This is going to be annoying. Dumfries. Talby. Timber puts us underway for the last 30 minutes, and can it be cleared? It is. Saladin. Van Hecke. Dumfries. Inui. Sorry. Dumfries. Bakehorse. Dion. Cross comes in. Somerville. Free kick. Bono to Diop. The goal scorer for Morocco. The hero. Bono to Mazraoui. To Salah Adine. Cleared away by Bro, this extra time is gonna be not very fun. I think that was more a bet. Dumfries. Horse's header. Somerville cleared away by Diop. Yassine chases it down, but there's Hato. Coop Miners. Frankie de Jong. Van Hecke. Van Hecke. Van Dijk to Coop Miners. Punched away by Bono. I've never had a stream go 3 hours. Is this gonna be 3 hours, or is it gonna be like really close? I don't know. It might be 30 minutes, 2 hours and 30 minutes. I can check that actually. So at 217, but that would 30 minutes. If we get penalties, then I think I'll be live for about 3 hours. Ainoi to Diop to Mourabet. Ainoi. Salah Adine to Mazraoui. Goes back to Salah Adine, who goes back to Bono. Jump to Ainoe. Netherlands have 2 subs, which might be to their advantage. Ainoe. Morabet. Jump to Bono. Mazraoui. To Morabet. To Ainoe. Back to Morabet. To Ainoe. Ainoe has been the best player in this match, and you can't even debate it. Salah Dean. Maybe the keeper for Bruggen. Talby. Sabari. Shot. Goal! Or not? Huh? I'm a little confused. How did that go wide? Raimi beats that Coop Miners, pulls it back, shoots, and oh, what a save by Verbruggen with his knee. Hakimi. Netherlands, can they get the winner here? They look really good. They've been in control all game pretty much, or ever since the start of the second half at least. And they didn't even look that bad in the first half. They've been up for it all game. Netherlands have less been up for it. 98th minute. We're flying through extra time. Yes, extra time is only 15 minutes, but wow, we're going fast. Raimi was so close. Verbruggen has not missed a good save today. Only one shot that got past him, which was the Jot one, which honestly more should have. Van Hecke to Van Dijk to Coop Miners to Van Dijk to Van Hecke. Throw in to Morocco. '99th minute now. Dieng and Hakpo. Dieng. One back. And Netherlands are on a counterattack. Yassine tries to play to Raimi. Who will get there first? Virgil van Dijk will he? Yes, he will. Throw into Morocco. This is a game where Morocco wasn't exactly expected to win, but they were definitely always up for this. Ever since they knew their opponent, they could have I knew that they could always win this game. Jop to Ainoe to Salah ad-Din. Here's Talby to Salah ad-Din to Mazraoui to Ainoe. Hakimi to Jop. Ainoe. Salah ad-Din. Mazraoui. Jop. Morabet. Jop to Yassine and Hakimi to Morabet to Mazraoui and Salah ad-Din to Saibari. Goes back and Salah ad-Din to Mazraoui. Salah ad-Din to Talby. And Ainoe. Morabet Ainoui, Salah ad-Din to Ainoui to Talbi to Ainoui to Talbi to Ainoui. And Morocco trying to get forward, but they're forced to go back a lot. Mazraoui to Morabet to Joe. Netherlands are in control. They just haven't been able to get into the box right now. Mazraoui, Ainoui, Mazraoui, um, Ainoui to Mazraoui to Morabet to Ainoui. Saibari, good tackle by Van Hecke. I dare them to sub off Van Hecke because then they are cooked. And Hakimi, Yassine. And here, Hakimi. Sometimes I lose track of player numbers. I'm sorry if I do that. Jump to Mazraoui. That is unlucky. And Veghorst is in behind. And huh? I don't even have a clue on what that call could have been. I'm very lost. I'd say that's tucked in. Okay, sure. Murabet. Hakimi. Yassine. And here is Ainoui to Talbi. Talbi. Cross off the arm of Dumfries, but tucked in. Salah ad-Din. Here's Talbi. Talbi loses out, but Salah ad-Din gets back to it first. Ainoui. Hard to believe that, by the way. Mazraoui and Ainoui. Forced to go back to Bono, knowing that Jump is marked, and here's Morabet, and that he was getting pressed. So Morabet, and here is Ainoui. Salah ad-Din to Mazraoui. Ainoui to Morabet. To Jump to Morabet. Their center backs are playing a bit more wider now. Morabet and Raimi. Salah ad-Din. Talbi goes back to Salah ad-Din. Here's Mazraoui and Morabet. Morocco are not putting too much here. Here's Hakimi. That might not be Hakimi. That's Yassine. And Ainoui to Hakimi. Morabet to Ainoui. And Salah ad-Din to Morabet to Yassine to Ainoui. Will Morocco be able to create a chance by the end of the game here? Here is Salah ad-Din and Talbi and Saibari. It's cleared away by Van Dijk, and Timber goes down. We're in the 105th minute now. Ref calls foul there. And why is he not letting them play it? So if Morocco win this game, they get Canada. If Netherlands win, they obviously get Canada. But Morocco could be quarterfinalists. All they would have to do is play France again. But France they lost to in the semifinals of the last World Cup and throw into Netherlands. Deep. I didn't really get to see much of the play anyway, so I'm sorry if I didn't commentate enough for you. Don't know how much stoppage. This might be the last play of the The 15-minute half. Dumfries headed away. Halftime. And we're underway for the second half. For the second half of extra time, so the fourth half basically, but not really. And here is Murabet to Hakimi. Both teams will use their subs here, I bet. I'm really confident in that. Here's Murabet and Yassine. Hakimi. Jup. Inui. Here is Mazraoui and trying to remember. Murabet. Mazraoui. Saladin. It would be really unfortunate. Please do not end. Hakimi. Okay. And Kumain is Hato. Can you get it away? Here's Gakpo or Hakpo. You seen? Fouled. Mazraoui to 26. I don't know who that is. Salah-Eddin. Here's Raimi. Eddin Mazraoui. Jump. And here is Ainui. Morabet. Raimi. Hit it over the top from Ainui. Coop minus clears it. Hakpo, and here's Veghorst. One back. Netherlands are making their sub, are making a sub, because since they have two. Mazraoui. Here is Morabet. Ainui. Here's Hakimi. Netherlands are specifically letting Morocco attack, and I can tell you that might cost them. That is not a good thing. You do not want that to happen to you. Morabet. Especially late in the game when a lot of your defenders are tired. Almost all but like two. Hato and Coop Miners. Hakimi. Raimi, and here is Ainui. And here Morabet to Ainui. To Raimi. Jop to Raimi. To Hakimi. To Jop. To Morabet. To not to Talvi. Here is Salah-Eddin. Here is Morabet. To Ainui. To Hakimi. And Raimi, and he goes down, but it's gonna go all the way back to Verbruggen. And maybe the Netherlands will actually start doing something here. We're in the 110th minute of the match. 10 more minutes, plus probably about a minute of stoppage, maybe, at most. Verbruggen. Veghorst. And, oh. And number 3 in for De Jong. Who's that? That is De Roon. So De Roon in. That is an interesting sub. I would have taken off Van Dijk because Van Dijk looks tired, and he's played like almost every game in like full. Cross comes in. Van Dijk's header cleared away by Mazraoui. Headed and Hato. And Talbi. To Saibari. Mazraoui. And surprise, surprise, Morocco back in control. Ainui. Here is Yassine to Hakimi. To Ainui. To Murabet. Salah-Eddin and Talbi. Talbi, a lot of space to cross here. Cross comes in. Looking for Hakimi, cleared away by Coop Miners. Jop and Netherlands, can they win it back here? They will, and here's Hakpo. Goes down. How is that a foul? Like, the first one was more of a foul than that. But my stomach hurts. I've been live 2.5 hours, like almost 2 hours 40 minutes. Coop miners. Cross comes in. Hakpo. Okay. Goal kick for Morocco. Now 112 or no 113th minute. And Hakpo is down cramping. And his shin guard almost came out of his socks there. So goal kick for the Moroccans. That's Justin Kluivert, right? Yeah, Kluivert's probably coming in for Gakpo. Not only is he a winger, but also Gakpo's like hurt and has been down long enough that he has to either stay on the side or get subbed out, and he is getting subbed out. Mazraoui's helping him off. Yeah. And yes, it is Kluivert in for Gakpo or Hakpo. All right. A lot of time to go in this game. Plus, we do not know how much stoppage. The kick from Bono's away, and that can't have been clean. Yeah. Dumfries just pushed down one of, I think it's Talby. Free kick to Morocco. I forgot his name. Morabet and Jop. Hakimi. I'm actually going to go look at the Morocco subs. Mazraoui. Hakimi. Jop. And Morabet to Ainoui. The winner plays in Houston on July 4th. Bono. And Mazraoui. Talby, I think that might be Salah Adine. Ainoui, Hakimi, Murabet, Mazraoui. Playing it to, I think it's Talby? No, Saibari. Salah Adine or Talby, headed away by Coop Miners. Headed by Morabet. Somerville for the Netherlands. Still going. And that's going to be a foul, right? Against who, though? Somerville or Salah Adine? And Hakimi. Switched, and finally ref stops play because Somerville has been down for about an hour. He like ignored getting picked up. Like they asked him. In the 116th minute, currently the Netherlands are trying to hold on to this to take it depends, while Morocco looks more set on a winner. Somerville having to wait on the sidelines. Salah Adine and Morabet to Hakimi. To I didn't even remember. Okay, that's bad. Raimi. Ainoui. Mazraoui. And back from Saibari, Mazraoui. Saladin. Mazraoui to Ainoui. Yassine. crossed and headed away by Van Hecke. Timber. Out for a throw-in for Morocco. I'd say about 5 more minutes left on this game. Morocco looks more up for it. But we know that Morocco isn't even a bad team. We know that Netherlands isn't a bad team. Anyway, Job. To Anyway. And Saladin, Talbi, foul against Dumfries, so free kick to Morocco. I don't want to take my guesses on stoppage yet, but I really do, because I really know it's already going to be one. Ainoui, Mazraoui, and here is Hakimi. Yassine, Hakimi. Yassine, doubled up by 3 players. That did not go out. How are you going to call that when that didn't even go out? Come on, ref. I think I've got enough of the names down. It's mainly just to see what they do with their last sub. Can Morocco do it in the meantime, or will it take a penalty shootout to figure out? Somerville, cleared away by Hakimi. Coop Miners goes back to the keeper. Verbruggen, chased down by Raimi. And here is Murabe. Goes back and Diop to Murabe. Morocco trying to win it late. Here's Talbi. Talbi taking on Dumfries. Talbi. Cleared away by Timber. Goes back to Dumfries. In the 120th minute now, Van Hecke to Virgil van Dijk. I'm going to say 1 minute. Van Hecke. Maybe 2. Dumfries. The last sub can be done by Morocco whenever they want, but I don't know if they are looking at it. Van Dijk to Coop Miners. Doesn't look like they're looking to their bench. And Cliver. Coop Miners to Van Dijk. Van Hecke. Verbruggen. Netherlands taking a little bit of control now, but it's getting really late. Verbruggen. Headed. And cleared by Murabe. Ainoui. And Murabe. Hakimi. And Ainoui. To Diop. How much stoppage? Diop to 1 minute of stoppage. I was correct. Murabe. Can Hakimi get there? No, he can't. Alright. Sit. Can Netherlands win it? Coop Miners to take the long throw. I would say Morocco still has a higher chance of winning, but at this point, not really. What has happened? Oh my gosh, not again. His jersey is full of blood. I thought his neck was like torn right into, but it's like a little cut above his eye. Jeez. His like whole neck is bloody. I hate looking at that. Saibari. They need to clean him up. It's the second bloody player in this game. Van Hecke and Saibari. So now Morocco having to defend with 11 or with 10 men. Veghorst's header. Hato over the top. Somerville Can they get a touch? Yes, someone can. I don't remember. What are you doing? Talby clears. It was Salah ad-Din. That was so stupid. That was not what I would have done. And cleared off of a Netherlands player and out for a throw in to the or to Morocco. Final ish. Like extra time is final. We're going to penalties. 1 second, I need to do something. All right. Penalty shootout. The captains Hakimi and Van Dijk. Which side? Hakimi wants the right of the camera. Van Dijk wants to the left. Coin flip. Van Dijk wins, I think. So the left end. And Netherlands. They it's a pick. They would probably pick to go second. And yes, they will. Coop Miners is holding the ball. All right. Coop Miners. Why is Netherlands going first? I do not agree with that because I think going second gives you more of an advantage. I have moved my computer so I cannot see it. Everything is a raw reaction here. Coop Miners versus Bono. First penalty shootout between Netherlands and Morocco. The penalty is bottom right corner and it's in the net. Goal 1-0. Bono guesses the right direction. I'm scared. I don't know who I want to win. I think really for me it's as long as Van Hecke doesn't miss a penalty. If it comes down to Van Hecke, then I think I have to root for the Netherlands. Otherwise, I think it goes to Morocco. Ainoue, the best player in this game so far. Will he score? Ainoue up against Verbruggen. His penalty hits the crossbar, and it does not go across the line. That is not a good start. All the Moroccan players or the Moroccan coaches not looking very happy. Bro, you're celebrating it when it hit the crossbar. I had a feeling it was gonna miss. I kind of knew. Seven. Clivert. So Clivert versus Bono. Can Bono put that Morocco back in this? Clivert hits the post! And it's missed. 1-0 still. Can Morocco tie it up in the second round of penalties? Clivert fakes the goalkeeper and then hits the post. Makes the keeper react. And it just goes into the post. This might be the most entertaining shootout I've done before, and this is my first ever shootout I've commentated. But this is one of my favorite shootouts I've ever watched, and already just by maybe it's the commentating that I'm doing, but it's so fun. Raimi up against Verbruggen. It was saved, and then it went across the line off the keeper's back. That is crazy. I cannot believe that. No, it doesn't go off his back. It goes off of the back of his leg, like his Achilles. I guess his Achilles heel is the ball going off of his Achilles. All right, Weghorst for Netherlands. What is Raimi still doing up here? Weghorst against Bono. Can the Moroccan keeper make the save against the Dutch striker? Weghorst. Goal. But I honestly thought that was going to be safe for a second. Weghorst takes the lead for the Netherlands in the third round of penalties. Who is up for Morocco? Now that the Netherlands have tied it up, or they've taken the lead, it's a little more pressure on Morocco. here is Talby. He looked good all game. He got the assist. Talby against Verbruggen. I do not like that run up. Goal. That might have been the best penalty taken so far, coincidentally. All right. Fourth round of penalties now, tied at 2-2. Clivert and Ainoue missed the pens. And here for the fourth round of penalties, we have Timber. Timber up against Bono. Can Bono make a save to give Morocco the advantage? Or can Timber take the lead for the Netherlands? Bono just flinching. And what a miss! That is a crazy miss of a penalty. Wide, and Koeman hands to his face palm. That is one of the worst penalties of all time. And that could be the penalty that puts Netherlands out of the World Cup. And now we're in the fourth round. The chance for Morocco to take the lead. Hakimi, the Moroccan legend, possibly the best player to ever come out of the country of Morocco. Up against Verbruggen, the Brighton keeper. His penalty hits the post, similar to Kluivert's penalty, and they are back tied. Netherlands have a chance again. The captain of Morocco has just missed his penalty. All right. Next up, we've got Netherlands for their fifth penalty. This round can be decided right here. It's Somerville. Somerville against Bono. Can Bono save it and give Morocco the chance to win it right there? Or can they take the lead? Bono going back and forth on his line. Saved by the palm of his hand. He pushes it away. That might have been the weirdest penalty I've ever watched. He didn't even dive. He just walked side to side and pushed it away. That's crazy. That is crazy. And Morocco has the chance to win it. But last time they had the chance to take the lead here, it really didn't go so well. So here, Morocco's chance to win it. 11. I have to remember who that is. Saibari, the player who's going to join Bayern Munich, coming from PSV Eindhoven. Will he do it? I said earlier that he was invisible. Will he score the winner here? And it's a great penalty. The Netherlands are out of the round of 32, and Morocco are going to the round of 16. Morocco win, and they upset Netherlands. What a game! And the African nation have at least one team through to the round of 16, and they will take on Canada in Houston on July 4th. This is Morocco could go. Morocco is good, and they could go all the way. Weghorst on the ground crying, and Bono going crazy. Just great. It's great vibes from the Morocco team. And they're off to the round of 16. Thanks for watching the stream.